After his little incident at the harbor, Diesel was confined to work at the yards until further notice. He hated it there, especially how no good the trucks were. "Look here, boys," one sniggered. "It's Devious Diesel." "No good, and up to no good, I presume," laughed another. Diesel gritted his teeth. "Careful now," cackled another. "Don't get boiled hot angry. You'll crack like an egg." And the yard howled with laughter. Diesel growled loudly as he stormed off. Duck and Boko watched from afar. "I wouldn't blame him though," sighed Boko, "especially all the hard times he had with trucks." "Easy for you to say," huffed Duck. "He's bound to cause trouble sooner or later." Later, Duck was preparing to take his train when Diesel slunk in. "You know, Mr. Quackers," he sniggered, "on the other railway, the yards were never like this." Duck listened begrudgingly. "The marshaling yards on our railway," continued Diesel, "were very unique and revolutionary. We had no shunting engines available, so the staff had made inclined rails, and they used other men to push freight cars to where they had to go on different tracks to each train. Gives a good rest for our wheels, eh?" Duck gave a wink. "With anything, I'd say engines like you are lazy." Diesel just gritted his teeth as Duck chortled away. "I'll show that duck on wheels that I'm more than just lazy," he thought to himself. The next day, Diesel told his driver about his idea. The driver looked worried. "Are you sure?" he asked. "It seems a bit risky." "I'm telling you," objected Diesel, "it'll save time at full swing." His driver obliged and went to tell the yard manager. "There is a steep grade among the entrance to the big yards." Diesel's driver nor the staff knew how to roll the trucks down the line at top speed. It took some while, but as the days went by, the men began to understand how to marshal the yards by themselves. Diesel snickered quietly to himself. Only Boko was concerned. "You shouldn't keep the men up like this," he advised. "You'll wear them down soon enough. This is an engine's job." "Oh, stuff and nonsense," sniffed Diesel. "They're doing just fine. Besides, it's nice to revolutionize the yard for a change. What could possibly go wrong?" "Don't say I didn't warn you," advised Boko as he scurried off. Diesel only yawned and went to sleep, but not for long. His driver walked up to him and went in his cab. Diesel was very surprised as he was started up. Soon they arrived at the grade. "Come on, boy," said his driver, who was exhausted. "It's your turn to get to work." Diesel felt hurt. "What, me?" he said. "I thought we agreed that the yards didn't need engines like us." "You know the other railway uses yards like these." "Well, this isn't the other railway," said his driver, who was quite annoyed. "Let's make one thing clear," Diesel said in his most slimy, oily voice, "that we are here to revolutionize the whole railway. That includes this disorganized yard. Now, unless you want to get me moving, you'll have to do this yourself." The driver was fed up arguing and got to work right away. "That's more like it," Diesel thought to himself. The driver then went up released the brakes on the trucks, then began to lead it towards the yard. The trucks, however, had an idea for mischief. "Is that a soaring plane?" shouted one. The driver looked back, unaware that he had accidentally released the trucks. "Hurrah! Hurrah!" laughed the trucks, catching Diesel and his driver by surprise. The driver gasped, then scurried back into Diesel's cab. Then Diesel raced after them. The cars screamed and laughed as Diesel struggled to keep up with them. "Stay still, you frauds," he wheezed. The trucks narrowly avoided Toby, who stared in confusion. At last, Diesel caught up to the cars and struggled to slow them down, but it was already too late. Diesel remained on his side, bruised and bemused. Duck was also there, and he had saw everything. "Well, well, well," he laughed. "Turns out you weren't being lazy after all," muttered Diesel. After Diesel was rescued, Sir Topham Hatt had stern words for him. "Your bitterness toward my staff is highly disgraceful." "I was only trying to revolutionize the yard, sir," quivered Diesel. "I understand you're familiar with traditions on the other railway," continued Sir Topham Hatt, "but you must know that this is not the other railway. Sodor runs on its own power and own tradition." Diesel looked down at his buffers. "Perhaps Driver was right after all," he sighed. "If this happens again, you'll be calling the scrapyard home. Need I say more?" Sir Topham Hatt was joking, but Diesel believed him. I wonder if Diesel will see sense. Don't you?